Happy Sunday, everybody. It's Bishop Taylor again, checking in and saying hi. I didn't get a whole lot of comments about the fact that I shaved my head last week, but yeah, there's not a whole lot up there anymore. It's probably going to keep growing in, but you do crazy things when you're trapped inside. But I wanted to reach out this Sunday and just say hi again and share a little bit about what's going through my mind and what's going on in our house. And hopefully it's a nice reach out to feel connected when we can't physically see each other. It's been really hard, like I said before, to not see each other on Sunday for me. Through the Ward Council, we have lots of fantastic conversations about how everybody's doing and the connections they've been able to make. The reality is sometimes we're having a difficulty making some connections, but there's a lot of effort going into that. I'm just so grateful for this gospel, for the chance we have to unite. I know that there's, public outreach through schools and friends and neighbors, but how grateful I am to have this additional outreach of church where we're looking out for one another. A few things that have been on my mind today as I've been fasting and trying to join my heart with those across the world as our president has asked us to fast for the physical and spiritual healing associated with this virus. Is I feel like I'm part of something bigger. It's really neat. Fasting has not ever been something that I think I'm a rock star at. It's been something that's always been a little bit of a struggle for me to understand if I'm doing it right. Am I making any difference? And all that. Right now, I feel or have this visual image of kind of each individual sacrifice going up and joining to one greater plea led by our prophet, President Nelson. And it's a really exciting idea and thought, especially as we're leading into General Conference. I'm so grateful for the chance we're going to have to hear words that I'm sure will be very carefully selected for exactly this period of time. For those of you who don't know, General Conference will be broadcast. It won't be in any of the church buildings. It'll be viewable through computers and other methods like that. And the brethren will speak to it, and the leaders of the church will speak to us through small rooms with just those who will be speaking. The choir will be pre-recorded. So they're being very thoughtful about the spread of disease as well. But I'm so grateful for the chance we have to take a moment next week following this fast and just ponder what they would have us know. If your life's anything like mine right now, it's really hard. It's been different to be trapped inside this entire time. It's different to think about how do we make sure the kids are learning what they need to? How are we going to be able to take care of all their needs from a school perspective while I continue to try to work at home? I know I'm not alone in that. There's so many wonderful men and women across the church who are feeling that. I know there's people who are feeling alone and lonely, and there's not a lot of options to do much about that. We're getting a lot out of phone calls and FaceTimes and Zoom meetings. I've finally gotten the courage to actually show people my face when I'm on the Zoom meeting, because a lot of people at work didn't know I'd cut my hair and I didn't want to get teased. But it means a lot to me to connect with people right now. A couple other things that are on my mind. Last week I prayed a lot because I feel so disconnected. I don't know how to reach everybody. I don't know how everybody's going to get reached. I prayed a lot that each individual member of this ward would feel and be able to recognize promptings asking them to reach out to others. I shortly thereafter had one of those promptings myself, and I'm glad I followed it. It was very clear that that person needed to be reached out to. And what's been testified to me through Ward Council this morning, through so many experiences that people have had, is that you have been following that counsel as well. The Spirit has prompted you to reach out to people, sometimes ministering brothers and sisters, sometimes not. And you've reached out through text, through phone calls, through emails, through letters. There's so many different methods going on right now. But I just want to testify that you are, you're doing it. And I'm so grateful for all of you. I love you all so much. In general, as a person, I'm fairly loving, but through the keys that I hold, I get access to a little bit different perspective of how the Lord feels about this ward. And there's so much love that he has for you. The one thing I get this interesting view of is that there's this need to gather Israel. Our prophet talks about it frequently. He says there should be no other greater work that we could be involved in than that. And I wonder if we're ready to do that. But as we take these weeks and potentially months where we're facing life differently and worshiping differently, I wonder if we're being transformed through this discomfort, because it's not comfortable. But are we being transformed into the members that he needs us to be able to gather Israel? I think that is something that is really powerful if you think about millions of people across the world rethinking and reassessing and strengthening themselves to be prepared for whatever comes next. I think we will come out of this stronger and more loving and more empathetic and more kind and more forgiving, more willing to serve, more used to following promptings. And I am grateful for all of you in that. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I hope you find little moments of time just for yourself, whether it's just on your knees at night, but wherever it can be. I hope you find a little moment of time to just reconnect with the Lord, reconnect with yourself, and remind yourself that you're doing enough and that he's proud of you and that nobody's expected to be perfect during this period of time. But all of your efforts are welcomed by him, and the Lord fills the gaps. I'm so grateful for all you do. I hope it's a great week as we get ready for General Conference. I hope that your preparations, you can feel that they will prepare you to receive a spiritual experience like none other this upcoming Saturday and Sunday. And signing off for the week, but hope you're all well. Feel free to reach out.